Action.
Welcome to the awaited interview, and as I said earlier, today we will be having Tracyter. She's a female guest and she's a mentor. Welcome, Tracyter.
Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Tracyter. I'm a public speaker and a mentor across Bungoma County, and it's a program I've been running since 2014. And I have a pleasure to share about the initiatives that I've been running across up to this time of COVID-19 to ensure that students are able to continue with their learning progress, doing their home-based schooling in these times when they are not able to attend school.
Okay, well, when we talk about nurturing a learning culture among students during this COVID-19 era, what does this entail?
This majorly entails promoting the habit of learning among students when they are doing this on a home-based curriculum, since as far as we know that during this time of COVID-19 the students are not able to attend school due to the various reasons that COVID has brought in. So being a mentor, I felt that for me to kind of impact positively in the society, I need to help this child who is at home and who is not able to access the e-learning materials, especially those in the rural areas, so that they are able to embrace learning while they are at home. Because when you look deep into it, this COVID came in, it was abrupt, and students were not set and able to pack enough for them to learn from home. And also they were not prepared enough for this long period to stay at home. So I felt that as a mentor and a public speaker who has been doing it for a long time, for me to give back to the society, the best thing for me to ensure is that students, while at home, they still learn. And I do this through revision, provision of revision materials such as revision papers and also revision books, which most of them I print from my own pockets. And just a few from well wishers, because this is a new program and it's kind of it had not been publicized enough. So the few well wishers who know about it, they usually come in to contribute, and I ensure I go to rural areas and reach those students from class 5 to form 4, so that they can be able also to learn like any other students who are accessing e-learning materials.
And we have these children who are disabled. How do you help such students? Because for them, there are those who don't see, don't hear. So how are you helping them with the material that they need to learn?
For now, we are having a center in Bungoma behind the former Choppies, where these students converge. The blind, let me just say generally the disabled, they converge there to interact. They are able to display their talents, and it is an upcoming registered NGO, and we hope that it will bear enough fruits for these children who are disabled. Yes, and we are involving them in various activities, and currently I think we are thinking of developing some entrepreneurial culture in them by initiating them in income generating activities through their talents. Yes.
And how do you make sure that you meet these children in the rural areas? Because there are some rural areas that they are very far, maybe there's some issues that maybe might make it difficult for you to reach these children. How do you reach these children in the rural areas?
Being that the program has been running for 1 month, I can honestly say that I reach those I can through my own means, borders. We use just local available means for us to reach these students. And since I do it alone, it's convenient. I just take a border to some rural area. It's a bit, it can be inaccessible, but I try my best. And I'm hoping that with the time, as I get more well wishers, I'll have other means and also have other youths to join me to do this, because alone I cannot reach every student in the interior. I need other supportive people to also come in and voluntarily do it, because it's not something that you expect a pay at the end of the day. We are just doing out of human service centered thing.
Very true. And speaking of learning, we can't leave a girl child, because right now as a country are really facing teen pregnancy, a mass teen pregnancy in the country. What can you say about that? Because most of the children are under 18 You see, so what is your view on this?
I'll begin by saying that first thing, it breaks my heart as a mentor. That is one thing. And the news of rampant pregnancy during this time of COVID-19, it's kind of hard for us to put measures because the students are at home, and mentorship, we cannot do a home-based mentorship door to door because there are so many. So, and what I can comment about this act of teen pregnancy, we cannot like align our blames maybe on technology, because some of these students, they don't even access these social media services. They don't access internet, they are in the rural remotes. But I think it is up to us as the society, as the parents, as the guardian, as the few mentors who are in the society to come up and try always to reach these students. For example, when I'm running my program for nurturing and learning culture, whenever I go to reach students, I always mobilize in an area that is like Nyumba Kumi. The first thing I do when I reach there, I sensitize them on coronavirus. How to protect themselves. I carry, most of the time I carry some bottles of water and some soap. Sometimes I carry masks. And then from there, I provide some mentorship. I talk to the girls, I tell them the dangers that are in the outside society at the moment because they are not in school, and then how to avoid them. I provide some counseling to them. And I think when you approach most of the girls who are, let me not say most, but some who have approached on this case of pregnancy, they'll tell you, boda guys, that he's able to give me 50 bob. And you see such financial aid for a school-going girl. She feels like she has already, he's an angel to her. So she definitely fall prey for what he requests next. And then another issue, I think, as far as we are assuming about the old age, like the recent case, we had a 71-year-old man who has impregnated 9 girls in Machakos. You see, we cannot say I think they all have lost the role somehow, some of the old people, to mentor the young people. So I urge that as far as we are looking into these boda guys, and also that children are accessing internet materials which are not like to their standard, we also have to look at these old people. They should come out as mentors, not the ones to act as the problem in the society.
Very true. And what are some of the challenges that you're facing right now? Because I know you're facing a lot of challenges, but you can just tell us some of the challenges that you're facing, and has the county government or the national government helped you in any way? And what kind of help do you need from them? Just precisely.
At the moment, I'm having help. I'm only getting aid from well-wishers who know about what I'm doing. But I cannot say the county government has stepped in, or anybody in government or in administration has stepped in fully to support me. But I do most of these printing and stuff from my own pockets. I do facilitation to the rural areas. So what I would like the government to step in to kind of provide the resources to enable these students like continue with their learning. And these resources, I think they can provide them by like revision materials, then these pads, because when the students are at school, the government usually provide the pads. So if there was a channel for them to access these pads, I think the girl child will boost their self-esteem, because some cannot afford that the pads at the end of the month. That is one thing that is leading to such kind of thing. So again, I think on material help, even the schools, the principals, I think we can kind of tally and talk so that if they have revision materials in schools, I can be able to go and source them and then be able to see how to print, photocopy, and reach more students. My dream is that by end of this month at least, or mid of next month, I have reached like 300 students, both in distribution of revision materials and for the girl child distribution of pads through an initiative which I want to kind of run called One Pad, One Girl. Yes, by the end of this month.
And if there is anybody else there who wants to give what are your social media platforms or where they can find you?
My social media platform on Facebook, I'm Tracyter Mutala. On LinkedIn, I'm still Tracyter Mutala. On Twitter, at Tracyter Mutala. And also they can get me on Telegram. And I know majority of some people have my personal contact. They can also reach me. So I share a lot on Facebook. I share a lot of stuff on Facebook, so reaching me on Facebook can be much more easier.
And maybe if you have an email, because I know there are people who would like to email you for.
Yes, my email address tracy.mutala@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tracyter.
Thank you too for your time.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching this interview, and as a parent, it's really sickening and it's really painful for what is happening right now. Let us take responsibility of our children, and as a society, let us make sure that we take care of these children. COVID-19 came, and we need to just learn to live with it, but it is very sickening and very sick to just hear how teens get pregnant outside there, and people who are doing this are old people. It's so sickening. I hope as parents and the society in general, we shall take charge and protect our teens from this pregnancy.